Hi, my name is David. I'm in Taiwan and this is Taiwan in English. In today's exciting episode, we will be talking about English contests. Before I start talking about contests, I think it's important for me to say that I don't really think that contests are that important, or at least the outcome of the contest. I think it's important to prepare for contests, and I think that it's important for you to do your best in a contest, but I don't think that winning a contest is important. If you do your best and you come in 500 out of 500, I think that is a good job. If you do not do your best, but for some reason you come in first out of a billion, I don't think that that is a good job. You might have won, but not really done well. I think this really comes down to the purpose of the contests. If you think that the purpose is to win, I think you have already lost. Winning some random contest in junior high school means almost nothing in the grand scheme of things. So if winning is not the point, what is? I can only speak for myself, but I think the point is to help you become a better communicator, to help you express yourself, and to help you build confidence in yourself. I hope you noticed that none of these things included the word English. These contests might be in English, but they are not really about English. They're about you and your future. And regardless of whether English is going to be a big or small part of your future, I want your future to be amazing. English contests in Taiwan come in 4 basic flavors: reading, individual presentation, group presentation, and some kind of singing. The singing contests are usually a whole class activity, making them a bit different from the others. Reading contests are generally considered the easiest level of English contest. I know why people think this is the case, but I think they are less than correct. Reading contests are much more difficult than they are given credit for. Maybe that sounds a bit strange. Reading like a robot is more or less easy, but reading and sounding like a human is much more difficult. I still struggle with it, and I spend quite a bit of time reading in front of a camera. These contests usually have 3 or 4 stories or articles that you, the contestant, will randomly select. You will have some time, usually about 10 minutes, to prepare before you go on stage to present. No matter how much time you have, it's really never enough. So you have to take some shortcuts. Later, we'll talk about going sentence by sentence and analyzing how to break them down so that you can say them the way that makes the most sense to you. But with limited time, we can really only try to convey a basic emotion. This means that during your short preparation time, you need to read the story or article that you have and decide how you are going to present it. Is it a happy story? A sad story? Is it surprising? Is it boring? These 4 are generally pretty easy to convey. A happy story is usually going to involve you smiling. A sad story, frowning, or a little bit crying. A surprise is going to be fast, and wide eyes and a tight neck, your shoulders up. And bored is slow, and your head tilts to the side, and your shoulders are slack, your eyes roll up. Matching the emotion to the story can help make your reading sound more natural and less robotic. But it can be very difficult, and it is something that you need to practice. Practicing can also be difficult since you don't know which stories you're going to get. So I suggest that you try to get a hold of the stories that the contest used the last time or the time before that. Honestly, the more, the better. The stories that you get are not always going to be ideal. Some things that people like are not always easy to say or might be old-fashioned. I was at a reading contest once where someone thought it would be cute to have a tongue twister. Tongue twisters are things that need to be practiced, not a surprise in a contest. Every kid that got the tongue twister got tripped up and ended up stammering on stage. If you get something like this, I'm sorry. Do your best. Sometimes fair just isn't in the cards. If you are a teacher and you're making or running a reading contest, there are a lot of tools online that can help you check the reading level of the stories that you are using. You can search for English Reading Level Analyzer or English Readability Analyzer, or use Checker instead of Analyzer, and you will find scores of sites that can analyze your story, and as long as they are similar level, you should be at least in the ballpark. If you are curious, the script I'm using today is rated at the upper end of junior high school. And that's it for today. Before you go, if you liked the video or you learned something, please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss anything. And as always, if you have any questions or you just want to say hi, leave a comment, or you can find me on social media. There are links in the description. And I'll see you in the next exciting episode of Taiwan in English. Bye.